The village of Otan was a small yet beautiful village popularly known for its abundance of seafood. In Otan village, there lived a husband and wife named Nnamdi and Ibub. Nnamdi was a skilled fisherman, while Ibub was a housewife and an amazing mother to their 2 daughters, Grace and Gloria. Even though Nnamdi was not wealthy like the other fishermen in the village, he was a happy man and was content with the life he had with his family. Also, he loved his wife and daughters so much that he would do anything to make them happy. Every day, particularly in the rainy season, Nnamdi would go out to fish, and on the good days, he would make a lot of money selling his catch. Aside from fishing alone, sometimes Nnamdi would join other fishermen for a big catch, and most of the time, they went fishing at night. One rainy and stormy night, Nnamdi was preparing himself to go fishing with his team when his wife, Ibub, tried to stop him. "My husband, why don't you stay at home tonight? It has been raining heavily for hours now, and you know the water will be stormy tonight," Ibub said. My wife, you know I can't. Besides, this is not the first time we'll be going fishing in this kind of weather." "Don't worry, I will be fine," Nnamdi said. "I know, but I don't have a good feeling about today. You guys can just cancel and go tomorrow night. You should be at home with your wife on a night like this," Ibub insisted. You should have said that was what you wanted, eh? Nnamdi laughed. "Don't worry, I will be home with you tomorrow," he added. Knowing that Nnamdi was very stubborn and it would be impossible to make him change his mind, Ibub allowed him to leave that night and she prayed for him to return home safely. Unfortunately, Ibub did not know that would be the last time she would see her husband. The following morning, around 6 a.m., Ibub was still sleeping in her room with her daughters when she heard a loud bang on her front door and someone yelling her name. "Ibub!" Immediately she opened the door. Ibub froze when she saw Nnamdi's body lying on her veranda. "Ibub, we are so sorry. It was the storm last night. It was so strong that it capsized our boat. And unfortunately, by the time we could find Nnamdi, it was already too late," one of the fishermen said. This cannot be my Nnamdi, oh! Give me back my husband!" Ibub screamed and held one of the fishermen's t-shirt. "We are sorry. Please, take heart," one of the fishermen said. By this time, some of Ibub's neighbors had to come out to see why she was screaming, and when they saw Nnamdi's body, they began to console her. A few days after the fishermen brought Nnamdi's body to his house, they buried him. While at her husband's funeral ground, Ibub nearly fainted. She could not believe that her husband, whom she thought she would spend the rest of her life with, had left her so early. The most heartbreaking part was that Ibub's daughters were still very young and she had no idea how she would take care of them without her husband's help. About a week after Ibub lost Nnamdi, she was at home with her daughters, still mourning Nnamdi, when Nnamdi's younger brother, Ifeanyi, came to see her. "Hey, our wife, I'm greatly sorry for the loss, oh? Nnamdi was my only brother. And it's sad that the cruel hands of death had to take him away from us," Ifeanyi said. "Thank you for coming. It is God who gives, and He's the one who takes," Ibub said. "What do I offer you, my in-law?" Ibub asked. Nothing. This is not the time we should be drinking and celebrating. I actually came here because I have something important I wanted to discuss with you," Ifeanyi said. "Oh, what's that? I hope everything is fine," Ibub said in a concerned tone. "Yes, everything is fine. In fact, this particular discussion will make you happy," Nnamdi said. "Okay, I'm all ears," Ibube said. My wife. Now that your husband is dead, I know you and the children are very lonely, Ifeanyi said. Yes, we are. They miss their father every day, Ibube said in a teary voice. I know they do. That's why I am here. You know our tradition allows us to marry our late brother's wife. And I'm here to say that I want us to get married so your children can have a father figure in their lives, Ifeanyi said. Immediately Ifeanyi said that, Ebube burst into laughter. But when she saw the serious expression on Ifeanyi's face, she stopped laughing. Are you serious? Ebube asked. Yes, I am. You are my late brother's wife, and I have every right to marry you, Ifeanyi said. But Ifeanyi, I am almost 10 years older than you. And besides, don't you think it would be an insult to marry your senior brother's wife? Ebube said. I don't mind, Ebube. Whether you are 10 years older than me or 20 years older than me, I don't mind, Ifeanyi said. I'm afraid, Ifeanyi, but I must say no. I cannot marry you, and I'm not even looking for a husband now. I'm still mourning my late husband, Ebube said. I understand that you are mourning your husband now, and your head is not in the right place, so I will give you time to think about it, Ifeanyi said. Ifeanyi, honestly, there is nothing to think about. I do not see myself marrying you at all, Ebube said. I understand you, but think about this, I will come back and visit you later this week, Ifeanyi said before leaving. After Ifeanyi left the house that day, Ebube did not really think about what he had said. In fact, a part of her still believed that Ifeanyi was joking until he showed up again 3 days later. This time around, Ifeanyi did not come in the morning or afternoon. He came at night. That night, Ebube was having dinner with her daughters when she heard Ifeanyi's voice outside her house.
Who is at home?
My in-law. Is everything alright? Why are you here by this time? Ebube asked. I came to see you about what we discussed the other time, Ifeanyi said. Also, I know you might be lonely on this cold night, so I came to spend the night with you, Ifeanyi said. I don't understand you, Ebube said. My wife, stop acting like a child. You know why I am here. I want to keep your bed warm tonight, Ifeanyi smiled. I'm afraid that will not be possible. How can you even think of sleeping with me a few weeks after my husband's death? Ebube asked in shock. Stop it. Stop pretending like you have not been sleeping with other men. I know you have, and I came to collect my own share, Ifeanyi said. But before he could say another word, Ebube slapped him. How dare you? Ebube growled. Ebube, did you just slap me? Ifeanyi asked aggressively. Yes, I did. And if you do not get out of here now, you will be getting more than a slap, Ebube said aggressively. Oh, so that's how you want to do it, right? Okay. There's no problem. I know how to deal with your kind. I tried to be nice to you as your late husband's brother, but now you will see the other side of me, Ifeanyi said. Get out of here, stupid man! There is nothing you can do! If you know what's good for you, do not come back to this house again, Ebube said. After that incident, Ebube thought Ifeanyi would not come to her house again, but she was very wrong. In fact, the next time Ifeanyi came, he did something terrible. One morning, Ebube was inside her house as usual when she heard voices outside. He's not here. He's here not. This is the house, Abi. Yeah. Look at the door. Look at the door. She's at home, Joe. She's at home. Knock the door. Yes, knock it. She will see herself today. Stupid woman.
Don't mind her. We are here for her today.
Ifeanyi and some of his family had come to kick Ebube out of Nnamdi's house.
Where is she? Where is that witch that killed my only brother?
Ifeanyi yelled outside Ebube's house. Ah, my in-law! Is everything alright? Ebube asked.
Will you shut up that your dirty mouth? Who is your in-law?
Oh, you think we do not know you killed Nnamdi, eh? Ifeanyi growled. Ah, I don't know what you're talking about, Ebube said. Please, my in-laws, come inside the house so I can serve you. Ebube said to Ifeanyi's family members. Bia, Ebube, we didn't come here to sit inside and drink like nothing happened. We came here to tell you that you have just 3 days to pack your things and leave this house. One of Ifeanyi's family members said. I don't understand. Where will my children and I live? Ebube asked.
That's none of my business. What I know is that you will leave my brother's house.
Oh, you thought you could kill him so you could take over his property, eh?
Your plan has failed,
Ifeanyi said. Ifeanyi, you know I loved my husband so much and I would never do anything to hurt him, Ebube said.
Lies! You can trick everybody here, but not me. I spoke to you as an adult, but you refused to listen. Now, you have to suffer the consequences,
Ifeanyi said. My husband and I built this house with our hard work and sweat. So there is nothing you can do or say that will make me leave this house, Ebube said. According to our tradition, your husband's house can only be handed to you if you have a son. But you don't. So being your husband's only brother, Ifeanyi is the legitimate owner of this house, one of Ifeanyi's family members said. So what about Nnamdi's daughters? Are they not his children too? Ebube asked in a teary voice.
We have told you what we wanted to tell you. You have just 3 days,
Ifeanyi said before leaving with his family members. Knowing so well that Ifeanyi was capable of throwing her out of her husband's house, Ebube tried to call for a family meeting, but at the end of the day, the meeting ended in Ifeanyi's favor and Ebube was forced to move out of her husband's house. The most heartbreaking part was that Ifeanyi did not even move into the house after he kicked Ebube out. He just abandoned it. Left with nowhere else to go, Ebube had to move in with one of her closest friends because none of her extended family members wanted to take her in. They all gave different kinds of excuses. While living with her friend, Ebube would join her to assist her on the farm. She also did some menial jobs like washing clothes, fetching water, and babysitting for her busy neighbors to gather money. For almost 2 months, Ebube lived in her friend's house until she was able to gather enough money to rent her own apartment and start a small business. One evening, while eating dinner with her friend's family and her daughters, Ebube told her friend she would be leaving soon. My friend, I want to use this opportunity to thank you for everything you have done for me, Ebube said. You're welcome, Ebube's friend responded with a smile. I wanted to tell you that I will be leaving soon. I have decided to relocate to the city with my daughters because staying in this village will only bring back the ugly memories, Ebube said. My friend, I understand you. I am just happy that God has answered my prayers. But the only problem is that life in the city is very difficult. How do you plan on coping there with your kids? Ebube's friend asked in a concerned voice. I know, my friend. I thought about that too. But I just want to give them a change of environment. They have been through so much in the last few months, Ebube explained. That's okay. May God be with you. Also, when do you plan on going there? Ebube's friend asked. We will be leaving this weekend, Ebube said. No problem. I will also give you something before you leave, Ebube's friend said. Oh, thank you so much, my friend. May God continually bless you for me. Ebube thanked her friend. 4 days after Ebube told her friend she was leaving for the city, she moved to the city with her daughters and rented a cheap one-room apartment. Then, with the little money she had left, she began hawking bread and beans. Every morning, Ebube would wake up very early to prepare her beans, and then she would rush to a nearby bakery to buy bread so she could start hawking before her competitors came out. Since she had just moved into a new neighborhood, it was difficult for Ebube to make sales. Most days, Ebube and her daughters would have to eat the leftover beans and bread since they could not afford to cook anything else. A month after Ebube moved to the city, something very tragic happened. That day, Ebube had gone to hawk her bread and beans as usual, and she left her 2 daughters to stay at home. Unfortunately, while playing with some of the children in their compound, Ebube's younger daughter, Gloria, ran into the road and was hit by a car. Sadly, the driver sped off and didn't even wait to help. When this happened, one of Ebube's neighbors called Ebube and she rushed back home to take her daughter to the hospital. However, upon getting to the hospital, something unexpected happened that changed Ebube's life forever. Watch out for part 2. Did you enjoy this story? Tell us your favorite parts in the comment section below. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Also, do not forget to follow our channel on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you.